All right, everyone, welcome back. We're going to look at installing a LAMP server and Wine in this one. Um, Neither one of these are required. Wine originally was known as a Windows emulator. They've recently changed, well, not recently, unless you want to call 10 or 12 years ago recent. They changed it from Windows emulator because technically it's not really an emulator. They changed it to Wine is not an emulator. Basically what it is a package of libraries that allows you to install and run Windows programs on Linux, and I use it extensively. But most of the stuff I run is all older stuff, like some of my old games, and it runs very, very well. So I can play and enjoy all my games right on Linux without having to worry about the 140,000 some odd viruses that are known to infest Windows machines. So, with that said, let's get started. Sudo install. Actually, I think I'm going to do fish here too. Look at that. Clear that window out of there. All right, htop. What are we doing? 288 megs of RAM. So we've done a lot of stuff, and we're still not, not bad off. Okay, so to do Wine, sudo. If you remember, we added the i386 architecture earlier to our D package. So Aptitude already knows about it. So what we're going to do is apt-get. That's kind of important for Wine because it'll pull off some x386 libraries when we install this. Okay, apt-get install Wine. This one right here, Wine 32. This one right here, i386 there's i386 there's i386 up all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to install this real quick. So it'll be able to take care of both the 64-bit stuff and the 32-bit stuff. There's the two executables right there. This requires Gecko, and it also requires Mono. So when this is installed, I will show you how to configure that. Alright, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do wine cfg, wine config. Really, it should be. I do not know why I did not install the config in there. It should have installed it. Alright, well, we'll have to get back to that. But it is installed though. See, the program is installed. And you can do Notepad, you can do Internet Explorer, you can do anything. I do some games, and actually, I'll tell you what, I'll do that right now. I'll show you right now. I'm going to go back over here to my primary box here and go to Applications. Down here you got the Wine, and I'm going to configure Wine over here. This is the window that should have popped up, and again, I do not know why it did not. It should automatically. Okay, I'm emulating Windows XP. Here's my drive letters, libraries, graphics, all that kind of stuff. Okay. It's not wanting to play very well. Alright. Discovery Freelancer is one of my favorite games to play. That's why it's even pinned to my start menu over here. back over here. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and clear that out. And now we're going to install our LAMP server. Sudo git install. Now remember, LAMP stands for Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. We're going to put in a root password for our MySQL server. Put password in again. That's exactly what we're looking for. Set go there. Okay. So notice we're back to our root prompt. Over here, refresh our modules. What it's going to do is it's going to go through and detect all the usable modules that has changed. Alright, system. Alright, now if we over here to servers, now we have an Apache server. It's our web server, right? Okay. We have a MySQL server, root, and this is the MySQL root password, not the root password to the computer. There we go. Here's our databases. You can do all kinds of stuff in here. This is just really a good interface, especially for newer server administrators. You can get to this from home or however you have it configured, and that sort of thing there. You can go in here and affect webmin itself. You can set up webmin users, which is what I was going to do. This root user right here, okay, I'm going to disable this package here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to clone this user, and this username is going to be Scott. Unix authentication. So now this person has access to all of the modules, just like the root user does. Okay, click create, just like that. So what we're going to do here is we're going to log out. We're going to test it. Log in as me. Cha-ching. Okay, so now what we want to do is go back over to webmin, users. If I wanted to, I can delete that user, but I really don't need to, because I can go down here to the system, go into users and groups, go into the root, okay, no login allowed. Save changes, and now my root has been locked out again. Simple as that. You can do, looks like I clicked the wrong button there. You can do updates from here too. Just like that. Two packages or updates that are available. These two right here, Dropbox has got something out, and DB5 has got something out. We can go ahead and update those packages. So you don't have to even log in using this. I mean, this is a remote tool. Auto remove. We're going to do auto remove next. As soon as this is finished, I can go and get it typed out here though. Get auto remove. As soon as this is done installing. Alright, so go back to our system. Okay. Now we're going to do an auto remove. What that's going to do is it's going to remove all these unwanted, or not really unwanted, but unnecessary packages. These packages are no longer used by anything on the system. You do have to be careful about that sometimes, because it may try to remove something that you want to keep. I find that the easiest way to do that is to go ahead and remove it and then reinstall what you need. Like let's say if this tried to remove, let's say htop, for example. You see how much I use htop. Let's say I try to remove htop, go ahead and let it, then reinstall htop. Alright, now we're going to clean up all of our directories, and that's going to be auto clean. Okay, it's done. So just to make sure we got everything going, apt-get, going to check update. See, we already got some diff indexes here. That means they've updated something while we've been doing this. You know, like I said, remember we're in Jessie, we're not on Wheezy, and Jessie is still the testing version. So they are animately trying to get this stuff done so they can release Jessie. It is a good thing to go through and update and upgrade probably once a week. Unless you're happy with Wheezy. But there's a lot of things that are not supported by Wheezy that are supported by Jessie, such as Intel's dual band Wi-Fi card. You won't get a gigabit Ethernet or a gigabit wireless, gigabit Wi-Fi on Wheezy. You've got to have the 2.10 kernel, so you need to upgrade to Jessie just to have that kind of functionality. Not sure what this is waiting on. I'm going to open up another window. I'm going to show you something while we're waiting here. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Okay, if you look at htop, notice how there's stuff in here for the root user. It's listed. I'm logged in as Scott. I'm not logged in as root. So I don't need to see all this stuff. And if you're running a public server, your users don't need to see all that stuff. So what we're going to do is we're going to sudo nano etc fstab or fstab, whichever way you pronounce it. Okay, now what we're going to do down here is we're going to do our other stuff. That way we know this is stuff we added later. Okay, we're going to do proc to the proc directory. Proc. Let's try this again. Proc tab. Proc tab. Proc tab. Then we're going to do defaults, comma, hide PID. PID is short for process ID. I usually set that to level 2. You can Google on the internet what the different levels are, and then 00. Alright, now what we're going to do here is we're going to sudo mount /a. What that does is it remounts everything. It kind of rehashes everything that's been mounted, which I'll show you what I'm talking about. And dfh, all this stuff, I just rehashed it. Make sense? Okay, so now when I do htop, it still didn't take effect. There's a different way to do that. You can do sudo mount -o defaults. No, that's -o proc remount. No, proc doesn't go up there. Sorry. Trying to remember the syntax. Remount, rewrite, hide PID, proc. That's it. You can do that, and when you go back into htop, now all the root stuff is gone. So, hide PID. Wonderful, wonderful. Now this is at the kernel level. It's supported at the kernel. The Linux kernel itself takes care of all of that. All right. So, we did our update. Let's try our upgrade. Everything is done. 0 upgraded, 0 new installed, 0 to remove, 0 upgraded. I'm going to make sure we got everything cleaned out. Auto clean. And it is. Using 5.4 gigs. So we're only using 3%. Now run this at root, so as root, so it's going to show everything. We're still only using 282 megs of RAM, which is pretty cool. It really is. It's pretty cool. We're on a virtual machine. You see how fast and zippy this thing is. Yeah. And LXDE isn't really all that bad. It's not. I'm going to change my fonts to whatever I want to. Change my desktop icons and show documents or whatever else I want to do in here. Go preferences, and then go up here to customize look and feel. I'm going to touch on this real quick, and then I'm going to be done with the video. Change however I want this to look. I usually do this Adawada, or however you pronounce that, on the widget. Colors I leave alone. I change the icons to Adawada also. The mouse, all that stuff gets changed. Which one was it that I use here? Yeah, that one there. Clear looks on that one. Font's fine, and other is fine. And we click apply, and it's going to change this stuff all over, just like that. Just one more thing to be cool. Google Chrome. One thing I like to do is collect wallpaper. So this default Debian stuff. .3D wallpaper. Stuff really turns out to be kind of cool. Wow, that's really cool. It's good size too. Let's do that one. See if we can get this one real quick. Yeah. It's kind of pointless. You can't download it. Oh, there it is. Okay. Desktop background. File system. Nope. Scott. There we go. Downloads. And there's that picture. Open that puppy up. There you go. That's really kind of cool, isn't it? So, in this, if you look at the time, is now 3:40 in the afternoon. I think I started recording somewhere about 1:30. Even over the course of the 2 hours and 2.5 hours it took me to record all of this, you see how much we've got accomplished. If you have any questions at all, any comments, make sure you comment on the appropriate video. This will be broken up into segments, and I will put links and create separate playlists so it's easier for you to follow on everything here. Yeah, got a working Linux. Again, as you can tell, it does have kind of a window-ish feel to it. It doesn't have a lot of eye candy. We have everything we need. We got Dropbox, we got Google, we got nice wallpaper, nice icons, nice looking theme. We can go ahead and eject that. I mean, we just got everything we need for a basic Linux installation. Okay? Alright, as normal, if you like this video and you want to see more just like it, make sure you click like, subscribe. I'm always open to suggestions. Sometimes my mind goes a little blank and I can't decide exactly what I want to do a video on. You can help me out with that very easily. Just shoot me a suggestion, leave it in the comment box. We also have a Twitter and Facebook account at facebook.com/Linux4Today or Twitter Linux for Today. And if you enjoyed this and want to see more like it, click like, subscribe, and send me some type of notification. And see you all later.